Colin Cowherd reveals startling reason why the Cleveland Browns may have drafted Shedeur Sanders. The Cleveland Browns have had an interesting offseason following a 3-14 campaign last year. Cleveland now has a crowded quarterback room, which will eventually force the team to make some tough decisions. Deshaun Watson is still rehabbing from his Achilles injury and may not play during the 2025 season. Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett are joined by two rookies, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. The Browns doubled down on the quarterback position in the draft after Sanders slid to the 5th round, prompting them to trade up to select him. Colin Cowherd offered an interesting take on why Sanders ended up in Cleveland and who may have played a role in making it happen. The owner of the Browns, Jimmy Haslam, is really impulsive, Cowherd said on Monday. He drafted Johnny Manziel over better quarterbacks. He drafted Baker Mayfield. He signed Deshaun Watson to a ridiculous guaranteed deal despite all sorts of personal allegations against him, probably the league's worst contract ever. In a quarterback room with zero star power except Shedeur Sanders, he's gonna get a chance. There's a lot of belief in the NFL that Jimmy Haslam is the reason Cleveland finally drafted Shedeur Sanders. He is desperate to be recognized and for star power. Cleveland could start the season with either Flacco or Pickett, relying on experience early on. But at some point, the Browns will need to evaluate their rookie quarterbacks, especially since they own 2 first-round picks in the 2026 draft. Sanders arrives with the popularity tied to his father, Shedeur Sanders, who coached him at Colorado. The rookie plays with a swagger that's easy for fans to rally behind. If he can find success in Cleveland, the fan base will likely embrace him quickly. Whether Cowherd's take on why the Browns drafted Sanders in the 5th round is accurate or not won't matter in the long run. What will matter is whether Sanders becomes a late-round gem or just another name that fails to stick on the roster. When the Cleveland Browns stunned the football world by drafting Shedeur Sanders, the reaction was a mix of surprise, curiosity, and a hint of skepticism. Many wondered, why choose Shedeur Sanders? The talented quarterback had impressed in college, but the Browns roster was already stacked with experienced quarterbacks. So what was the real motive behind this unexpected draft pick? Enter Colin Cowherd, one of sports media's most outspoken and insightful analysts. Known for his sharp takes and deep understanding of the NFL's inner workings, Cowherd didn't just offer the typical talent and potential explanation. Instead, he dropped a startling reason that's shaking up how fans and experts alike view the Browns' strategy. And it's about much more than football. The surface story, talent, and legacy. On paper, Shedeur Sanders seemed like a smart pick. Son of the legendary Deion Sanders, Shedeur carries an impressive pedigree, a strong arm, quick decision-making, and a cool demeanor under pressure. His college stats were solid, and he showed flashes of brilliance that hinted at a high ceiling. From the Browns' standpoint, adding a young, talented QB to their arsenal made sense. They could groom him as a future starter or a reliable backup to Baker Mayfield or Jacoby Brissett. Fans hoped Shedeur could develop into a franchise leader, much like his father's dominance on the defensive side of the ball. But Cowherd hinted that there was more than meets the eye. A calculated move with layers that go beyond the X's and O's. The real reason? Culture shift and branding. According to Cowherd, the Browns drafted Shedeur Sanders not just for his arm or agility, but to ignite a culture revolution within the organization. This was about building a new identity, one that blended youthful energy, star power, and a fresh mindset. Deion Sanders, Shedeur's father, is more than just a Hall of Fame player. He's a cultural icon. Known as primetime, Deion transcended football and became a brand powerhouse. His charisma, confidence, and flair changed how athletes connect with fans and media. And Shedeur, he's inheriting not only the bloodline, but that same magnetic aura. The Browns are reportedly eager to tap into that dynamic. By drafting Shedeur, they hope to inject the franchise with a fresh narrative, attracting not just football fans, but a broader audience captivated by stories of legacy, hustle, and transformation. Cowherd suggested that the Browns' front office sees Shedeur as a bridge between old-school grit and new-school swagger. It's a symbol of the Browns' evolution, embracing youth culture, social media influence, and a fearless approach to challenges. The social media factor, building a fan base in today's NFL, a player's marketability off the field is as critical as their performance on it. Shedeur Sanders is a social media magnet,